Good basketball question. Good one. Kevin Johnson, Steve Nash, Chris Paul. Rank them as the best Phoenix Suns guard. So this is pretty easy for me. Chris Paul gonna be number one. Kevin Johnson gonna be number two, and Steve Nash is number three. Now you gonna come at me and say, "Well, Steve Nash got those two MVPs, and he was a run up to Dirk and William blah." Yeah, but it was later on in his career. The game had changed. It was a different ball game. But Chris Paul was always considered one of the five best point guards purely when he played. Kevin Johnson was explosive and exciting. It takes you hear Allen Iverson talk about he was the one that busted his cakes of the first go. He was welcome to the NBA. KG was a credible tweener, had hop, sprang, take you off the dribble, could go crazy, play defense. Chris Paul too. Nash didn't. Steve Nash is one of those guys that it's almost like it came out of nowhere. Like you ever like felt like someone took a shortcut or they cherry picked and you were like, where did you even see that coming from? It's just like somewhere out of the blue. And yet, you can't take away what he accomplished. But there's always, dare I say, his MVPs are probably the most polarizing thing in the NBA the last 25 years, I would say. At the very least, maybe he splits one with Shaq, but they don't think he gets more than one. And maybe some don't even say he gets that and without sharing it. He's a very polarizing figure. And a lot of it's because some of us who watched point guards back then, he was not one of the 4 or 5 best going. And we didn't look at him like that. It was like a late thing. It was like, really? I mean, the guy could shoot and could play, but we weren't looking at him like this guy is Steve Nash like that. Whereas the other two cats, Kevin Johnson just was at the time and had the Suns. He did his thing. Of course, everybody remember that dunk on Elijah one. He did his thing, but it wasn't like you were sitting around going, "Oh, KJ," you were, because he was in an era after Magic and Stockton. He was a tier below them and Isaiah, so you didn't, but he was in the really good. He was the next crop, but it's just that there are tiers to this, and sometimes if you don't knock it all out the box, people will use it against you. Chris Paul came out as a rookie and had impact, and versatile guy, just couldn't get it done in the postseason. As a matter of fact, none of these guys, Chris Paul did get to the final, KJ did too, but none of them were like, I'd say CP had some all right games, but he had a lot of fumbles in between KJ. And that's the thing. That's what makes them all kind of level. Nash never, I think he got to one. He did get to the Western Conference Finals, but he never did for all the hype he got. He never got to the finals. So that kind of works against you. But I'm just talking about impurity, the whole nine. It's a no brainer for me. Chris Paul would be number one of these three former Phoenix Suns guards. Chris Paul, then Kevin Johnson, and then Steve Nash. Now I told you people gonna call like Cap and be all mad and say, "How come you got Nash last?" Because if you're asking me in totality, I don't see anything that says otherwise, and that just goes to show that accolades and stuff, which are important and impactful, doesn't blindside me to what I saw with the naked eye. So anyway, that's my thoughts and takes. But what you say? Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like and hit that membership because when you do requests like this come true, stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free, stay you, stay true. I'll be back next time I catch you. Peace. I'm out.